Yo, it's your boy Rodney Perry. I'm bringing you an evolutionary experience. Hey, it's game changer.
Hi, this is India with Designer Accessory Adoption. Thanks for watching this video and welcome back to my channel. Today's topic I am excited to do because it's on a vintage item that I have purchased for my personal collection, and I hope that it inspires you as well. But first, let's get to a little bit of the logistics. I typically load videos every Wednesday covering topics related to fashion, luxury, more so focused on the pre-loved market and vintage. However, I do throw in unboxings as well as some lifestyle videos here and there as well. So if you are interested in any of those topics, please consider subscribing, and we will get to our topic for today. So as you can see from the title, we'll be talking about Dooney and Bourke all-weather leather bag. I actually sourced one off the pre-loved market for personal use, and I did want to talk about that. But before we get to that, I did want to give a little bit of history just in case you are familiar with the brand or you've never heard of the brand and maybe you don't know this information. So Dooney and Bourke was born in Connecticut, like it's a baby, but it started in Connecticut, and I'll put the founders' names as well, so you'll see that go across, in addition to the two products that they started in their line. It was in 1975, and they started off with belts as well as suspenders. In 1981, they expanded to more of an equestrian focus and also branched out into the handbag segment with their line as well. And with that, about a couple of years later, so around 1983, all-weather leather was born. They created these leather handbags using a special prep and production process to treat them so that if it rained, water would easily just run off the handbag. You could just easily wipe it. It was low maintenance and durable and sturdy, and it just was an amazing product to offer, so that way people didn't have to worry about their handbags depending on what the weather was that day. So similar to how you see the duck logo, similar to how the water just brushes off a duck, that's what they thought about when they this all-weather leather handbag. Sound like a Dr. Seuss title. All-weather leather handbag pretty much line was born. So we'll go ahead and talk about the bag that I purchased. This is the handbag that I purchased from the pre-loved market. I absolutely love that it is a vintage, because this one is either around, I don't know exactly what year, but this one is a vintage item. And so I'll pull up a little bit closer so you can see the details of it. And I'll just talk about a little bit about it while I'm showing you the details. So with this all-weather leather handbag, you can see it's in really good condition. Sorry, my husband's opening the door, even though I told him I was recording. And so it's in really good condition overall. The leather is in great shape. It's thick, it's sturdy, it's amazing. Has brass hardware. There's a slip pocket here in the back. And then on the inside, you have the suede lining, and then you see the little rivets here are stamped with Dooney and Bourke logo. The inside has the brown pockets and the zipper pocket as well. And I'm doing that so I can see me. I'm just peeking over so you can see. So it has several pockets on the inside, and then the stamp here that says Dooney and Bourke, made in the United States. Sorry, I can't get any closer with that without covering it up. But, and then it has the serial code on the underside. And so I'll just talk a little bit about what drove me to this purchase. So first up, I buy and resell vintage vintage as well as pre-loved designer accessories. And when I was going to one of the places where I usually grab items from, it was behind the counter, so I asked about it and looked it up, and it was all not looked it up, but pretty much looked at it, and it was a all-weather leather handbag. And so I saw that it had the all-weather leather listed on the little bottom part, like you see here in this logo. In addition to that, sorry, my phone fell on the floor. In addition to that, it was just the overall quality. So the leather was thick. It just really, when you see a quality item, you touch it, you feel it, you know it. It didn't feel thin, it didn't feel cheap, it felt constructed carefully and well put together, in addition to the immaculate materials that were used by Dooney and Bourke. And so by saying that, that made me more interested in the handbag because of the quality. I hadn't even thought about looking at Dooney and Bourke's, just because when I've been able to source them, I'm not able to get them at a price where I'm able to make a profit from them. So it hadn't been something that I had been looking to resell. However, when I saw the all-weather leather bag and the quality of it, that sparked my interest. I did not purchase that one because the condition of the leather, it had a lot of stains on it. There were a lot of marks, and the inside was not well kept. And that was just something where I felt like I wasn't going to get my investment out of it to even go that route of purchasing that. But just seeing, when you see quality, and you all know what I mean. So that just sparked my interest, and I started looking more into the Dooney and Bourke all-weather leather handbag. And so when this one came up, I said, okay, I'm getting this one for myself. And so I got this item here. So the nice features about the carrier bag is you have the top handle strap, so I could carry it like this. It's small enough where I could carry it as a clutch, and I'll put the measurements down below so you'll have that information, and as well as these straps. So these straps actually are removable. I can take them off. You'll see the little tabs there. So it takes just a little bit of work, but it's easy to remove them. And so that way I can just fully make this a handle carry bag without having to worry about the straps flopping around. But as you can see, it's in really good condition, and I'm very excited. The best thing about purchasing, I think, vintage items are you can see the quality. It's definitely a big difference. Even when I have sourced vintage Coach items and you look at Coach now, when you look at even these all-weather leather handbags and you look at Dooney and Bourke now, even with all designers, there's no dig on any of them. That's including Louis Vuitton, that's including Chanel, that's including Gucci. When you look at when you look at a vintage item, definitely a well-kept vintage item, there is a difference between the vintage item and a newer purchased one. The materials change, the cost of prices go up, down, labor increases, where they produce items changes, and it's not a dig on any fashion house for what they're doing today. It's just when you see a vintage item, it's a great find, and you'll notice that the leather a lot of times is thicker. The hardware is different, and everybody has their issues. There's things that don't work out with a brand, and maybe the reason why they no longer produce it. But I just don't want this to come off as a dig to new versus vintage on any level for any fashion house. I respect all of them. I love all of them, and I appreciate all of them. I just want to kind of explain a little bit more, and hopefully it's coming across the correct way, or the way I've been trying to intend it to come across. But there is a difference between a vintage item, and it's just so amazing when you can find that gem, because guess what? It's not readily available. You just can't go to the store and get it. You have to look for it, and it's when that opportunity arises, someone makes it available and says, I have one from 20 years ago and I want to sell it, and makes it available on the market. So they don't come around all the time, and their conditions vary, and no item is the same. But as you can see from this one, this vintage piece is in really good condition. The leather is really great. I do have to do a little bit of wiping down on the inside and the back. If you can see, there's a couple of marks, and I don't know if you can see it that well, but there's a few marks in there. So I'm going to actually test out a leather cleaner, and I'm going to test it out on the bottom first just to make sure it doesn't mess up my bag. And if it doesn't, I'm going to use it to clean the back pocket. And then there are some scratches on the hardware here, as you can see. Some scratches there, but overall I think this is in really great condition. I got it for an excellent price. If you have any questions or need me to look for some items for you, definitely let me know. Reach out to me. My contact information is below. So I want to hear from you all. What vintage items are you looking for? Have you even purchased a vintage item before in the first place? You need tips, you want to know anything about that, definitely let me know. That helps me decide what content you're interested in seeing. So definitely let me know. So I'd love to hear back from you. thumbs up if you are enjoying the video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Put those in the comments below as well. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.